We've always thought about AI as just a tool, right? Something that just automates the boring stuff. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty radical idea. What happens when you start managing AI, not as software, but as a real member of your team? Believe me, it changes everything. Let's get into it.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but this is actually the new reality for managers. The moment you stop thinking of AI as a tool and start thinking of it as a teammate, well, the entire leadership playbook just gets thrown out the window.
So what are we really talking about here with this idea of an AI agent? Look, this is not just another app on your computer. We're talking about a completely new kind of team member, one that can actually do tasks, make its own decisions, and operate on its own. That is a massive shift.
Now, if you're going to lead these new kinds of teammates, you have to understand how they learn and grow. This isn't about installing a piece of software and you're done. It's more like developing potential, just like you would with any person you hire. I love this breakdown because it makes so much sense. Level 1 is the assistant, right? Think of it like an intern who needs a lot of hand-holding. Level 2 is the autonomous worker. That's your solid, reliable team member who can handle delegated tasks. But level 3, that's where it gets really interesting. The AI becomes a true peer, a strategic partner you can collaborate with.
And this isn't just some theory either. Just look at Walmart. Their AI isn't just counting widgets. It is analyzing a massive storm of data. We're talking inventory, weather forecasts, what people are buying, all to make huge, real-time decisions for their entire supply chain. That's a level 3 peer making a tangible, bottom-line difference. And this right here, this is the essential mindset shift. It's not about replacing people. It's about unlocking brand new capabilities. The real question, the one that great managers are asking, isn't how can AI do our jobs faster? It's what incredible things can AI help us achieve that were literally impossible before.
Okay, so if AI is now a teammate, your role as a manager has to change, right? It just has to. So let's crack open the new playbook for leading in this AI-augmented world.
Now, bringing AI onto the team is definitely not a walk in the park. First, you have to build trust, and that goes both ways. You've got employees who are skeptical, and you've got managers who might start relying on it too much. Then you have to figure out how to keep your human team engaged and feeling valued, and how to carve out totally new career paths as old jobs change. It is a brave new world.
This slide just nails it. This is the big shift. You are no longer the direct supervisor, micromanaging every little thing. You're more like the conductor of an orchestra. Your job is to set the vision, and then bring the human and AI players together to create something amazing that neither could do alone.
All right, so we've talked about the what and the why. Let's get down to the how. How do you actually build and lead one of these new hybrid teams? Well, it all starts with a solid framework for integration and, most importantly, for trust. Here's a really powerful 3-step roadmap to get you started. First, you've got to train your team not just to use AI, but to be smart critics of it. Second, start small. Find some low-risk, high-volume tasks and integrate AI there. And third, you have to master this delicate dance of knowing when to step in and when to let the AI just do its thing.
But here's the thing. That whole roadmap is useless if you don't have a foundation of trust. And that's exactly where this idea of the AI trust pyramid comes in. It's a fantastic way to think about building AI that isn't just smart, but also responsible.
So let's build this thing from the ground up. The foundation, the absolute base layer, is rock-solid data security and privacy. You have to get that right. On top of that, you layer on fairness, making sure you're constantly checking for biases. Then comes quality and accuracy. Above that, you establish clear human accountability. A person always has to be responsible. And then, at the very top, the peak of the pyramid, is transparency. The AI can never be a complete black box. So we've covered strategy, and we've covered the framework for trust. But the final piece of this puzzle, and honestly, maybe the most crucial one, is all about your mindset. Leading in the age of AI is not about having all the answers. It's about embracing experimentation. I mean, how freeing is that? You don't have to be the world's leading AI expert. Your real job is to be the chief question asker, the leader of the experiment, constantly pushing and prodding to figure out how this incredible technology can help your team win. This is such a game-changing way to think about it. You don't just install AI and walk away.
No, it's a living, breathing process. And that means when something doesn't work perfectly, it's not a failure, it's feedback. It's a valuable clue that tells you exactly what to adjust for the next try.
So, with all that said, where do you begin? It feels huge, right? But it's actually way simpler than you might think. You don't need some massive, company-wide revolution. You just need to start small. Pick one little thing. Run a small experiment. See what happens. It doesn't matter if it works perfectly or if it flops, you just learned something incredibly valuable. The goal isn't perfection, it's speed. You have to learn fast.
Because make no mistake about it, this change is coming. The only real question is, are you going to be the one in the driver's seat, shaping it, or are you going to be scrambling to react to what others are doing? The choice is yours. Lead the change. So here's the bottom line. The future of work isn't some distant thing on the horizon. It's here, it's now. Leadership isn't about managing people anymore. It's about conducting this incredible symphony of human and artificial intelligence. So the only question left is, are you ready to lead it?